Hello, my name's Rachel and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I will be covering junior investment ISAs versus junior cash ISAs. I'll be telling you which kind of junior ISA I have for my two children myself, also the provider that I've chosen for that, and the reasoning as to why I have done that, and the pros and cons of investing in either a cash ISA for your children or an investment ISA. So it is very expensive to raise a child. At the moment mine are relatively young, but to raise a child all the way up to the age of 21 it costs around £232,000, and that is not including any university education, any school fees or anything like that if that's something that you wanted to do. So it is very, very expensive. And then on top of that I've been thinking about saving money as a nest egg to set aside for them for when they're 18. So for me personally, opening up a junior ISA was the best thing to do. What is so great about junior ISAs is that you can put up to £9,000 in a year for each child. I won't be reaching that this year or next year or probably the year after, but still it's great that you can do that. And then any gains that you make from the money you've either invested or saved for them is then not taxed, which is absolutely awesome. So you can save a really nice little nest egg. I have no idea if my children will want to go to university, go and do an apprenticeship or go straight to work. I have no idea. But for me personally, I don't want to feel really stressed about having nothing saved for them when they come to 18. So I have started putting away just a small amount on a monthly basis for them. So a parent or guardian has to open up a junior ISA for a child, but then anyone can put money into it for them. So for example, we're coming up to Christmas and I've said to grandparents, rather than spending £20 on toys for them, how about you buy them something for £10 and then put £10 into their junior ISA. So you could think about doing something like that, because I think they'll be really pleased with the toy that they're getting at Christmas, and they'll be even more pleased with the money that they get when they turn 18. So that is the thing with junior ISAs, this money is going to be locked away until they are 18, and then it will go into a normal ISA when they're 18 and they will be able to access it. So opening up a junior ISA seems like a no-brainer, but then you've got quite a tricky decision. Do you want to be opening up a cash ISA or do you want to be opening up an investment ISA? And investment ISAs can seem pretty scary, but I'm here to tell you that I have got several investment ISAs for myself and investment ISAs for my children, and they are not scary, and you can totally gain control of an investment ISA and make some really good investing decisions very, very simply. Regardless of that, last year 2/3 of junior ISAs that were opened were actually cash ISAs and only 1/3 of them were investment ISAs. As this is an investing channel, it might come as no surprise to you that I have decided to open up a junior investment ISA for my children. I've opened that up with the Hargreaves Lansdowne platform because I did some work comparing the fees, and it was the right choice for me, but there are many, many different platforms out there for you to open up either a cash ISA or an investment ISA for your children. Now I'm going to give you some figures here which might help you understand why I chose the investment ISA route for my children. According to calculations provided by AJ Bell, £100 invested monthly into a cash ISA over the last decade would today be worth £12,680. The same amount invested into an investment ISA into a basic FTSE All share would be worth £16,316. Now obviously you could make any kind of investment decisions within your portfolio, but that is a very, very basic choice to make, and yet it has still brought in much higher returns than you would have seen had you just put the money into a cash ISA. Now, as I said at the start of this video, my children are relatively young, so for them I can be investing for almost 18 years. However, if you are just deciding whether to open up a cash ISA or an investment ISA for your children, it might be worth considering how long you're going to be investing or putting cash into that account for. So let's say, for example, that they are already teenagers when you're going to set up this account. So let's say, for example, that they are 15, which means that you would only have 3 years until they are able to access that money at 18. I potentially would consider opening up a cash ISA instead of an investment ISA, purely because when you're investing it is better to invest for the long term, and it's also often advised that you invest for at least 5 years. So if you have got teenagers and you're just thinking about now saving them a nest egg, then it might potentially be worth opening up a junior cash ISA rather than a junior investment ISA. However, if you are starting this with teenagers and you know that they're very sensible, and when you hand them this money when they turn 18, they might potentially leave it invested for a bit longer to grow, then it might be worth considering opening up an investment ISA for them. So it's just really worth considering the amount of time that you think that money is going to be in that account, just because with investments it's better to hold on to them for at least 5 years, because obviously, as you will probably see from the news, the market can be very volatile and it can go up and down and up and down, whereas if you're holding it for 5 years, then you're riding out that volatility and overall there is an upward trend. But if you're only going to be holding it for, say, a couple of years, you might be forced to sell it when it's at a low, and that's the last thing you want when you've been carefully saving for your children. But for me personally, with young children and with a very basic understanding of investing, and opening up a junior investment ISA was the right decision for me. So if you would like to see, say for example, a review of the Hargreaves Lansdown platform for the junior investment ISA, please let me know in the comments down below. As always, please let me know if you have any questions. I'm not an expert, I'm not a pro, I'm just a DIY investor trying to grow my wealth. So I might not know the answer, but if I do, I will let you know, and if I don't, I will point you to someone who does. Anyway, thank you so very much for watching and have a really, really lovely day. Bye bye!